The Extra Point, sponsored by Unwad.
Folks, well, it's the 6th edition of the high school season's Extra Point, and of course, with us, WDHN News Director, Chief Prognosticator for Prep Pigskin Futaji, Uncle Benjamin Stanfield. Expertise as far as calling scores, and you were right on the money several times tonight.
Several times. As always, Mike Griffin.
Oh, yeah.
The esteemed Uncle Mike. All right, so Futaji coming your way momentarily. We have some real unique gridiron classics. For instance, Intra-Houston County Clash, Wicksburg at Rehoboth.
Which had a real twist to it.
It did. Stick around for that one. How about undefeated Class 2A GW Long on the road against Class 1A Elba at the Extra Point Big Board tonight. We also have
they got the Drake
Flash herself, Sarah Draco Drake. Good evening.
Hey, good evening, guys. We had a lot of big games tonight, and I'll have a lot of scores over here at the big board throughout the show, but we do still need a couple of scores, so if you are at the games and you know those scores, give us a call here, 334-793-1818. Again, I'll have scores throughout the show over here at the big board, but for now, let's send it back to Mike and Ben.
Sarah, real quick, let me hear you say Futaji.
Futaji.
Futaji!
Hey, all
right. Well, Ben, let's get this thing started with a true battle of the ages tonight. The 4-0 Class 2A Abbeville hosting 4-0 Class 3A Pike County. Do I see a track meet here? Perhaps.
A lot of athletes on the field. One of these undefeated squads would wind up with their first loss in 2019.
Yeah.
Let's do it together, Mike. First one of the night.
Let's
roll
roll
that pigskin Futaji.
Yes, indeed.
Underneath the Friday night lights of Abbeville, Alabama, USA, the Hive is swarming, baby. Nathan Hall takes a snap for the Jackets, rolls right, passes, intercepted. That's Horonado Wheeler with the pick. All right, 4th and goal for the Dogs. Jordan Hobby punches it in for the score. Pike County up 6-0. Dogs drive it again. Rayshawn Reynolds, as they call him in the hometown, takes the handoff right up the middle, 25 yards, untouched.
Yes.
The Bulldogs bark 12-0. Can't get an extra point, though. There's the head man, Fred Holland, the legend. He's been in Pike County a long time. Got the purple and silver. C&W's, baby. Show me the final score, Garvinator. 18-12, Pike County with the win.
Pike County remains undefeated, you know.
Big showdown next week.
Yeah, oh, that's right, Providence Christian in Pike County.
We'll see if Providence is still undefeated.
I think that might be the game of the week, but don't tell anybody.
Hits keep on coming for 4-0 GW Long. The Rebels at Tiger Stadium against perennial Class 1A powerhouse, the Elba Tigers.
Indeed, indeed. And a bit of controversy. Elba head coach Pate Harrison remains suspended following a sideline incident last week during a JV game. Now, longtime Tiger assistant Glenn Johnson, there you see with the gray hair, he is holding coaching responsibility. Elba here throws it deep, first down, and then some.
Wow.
Okay, that was an NFL type catch right there.
I like
in fact, Deshaun Jordan runs it in for the first down. Oh my! Touchdown. GW Long throws it to Braxton Whitehead. He bobbles it, but takes control and goes all the way. Large chunks of real estate. Jaquez Prince. Well, you know, he's their quarterback, and he is always, look at that. Did you see that? He looks like Gale Sayers cutting across the green.
Hey, all right.
Indeed. Let's go to the final here as GW Long remains undefeated. Uncle Benjamin, 46-35.
Raise your hand if you saw that one being an air raid attack tonight. I figured it sounded more of a ground game. Let's go to Millet City. The home 2-3 Warriors have a tall task at hand, hosting Class 3A Power Providence Christian. The Eagles entering the game undefeated, 5-0. Garvinator, roll that Unwad Pigskin Futaji. Unwad, of course, helping you move through life. A lot of nice upgrades at Warrior Stadium. 26 tough, baby, you know, because that's their car tag, right? Providence, slow start, having trouble running the ball. Student body right. That's Collins McClintock. But check this out. Our man Wise Gordon got hurt for the year. McClintock wearing his number tonight.
Oh.
Giving me the chills, guys. I like that.
I thought he came back from surgery the same week like that.
We were stunned for a moment, and we found out what was going on there. And so PAT is good. Kenny Keith is good. Providence is good. Final score in this one. Providence, 2 touchdowns better than the Warriors tonight.
But you know something, Dale County did hang in there.
Yeah.
Most people expected them to be totally blown away.
They had a good attack against Providence. You stopped the run game, make things interesting for them. Providence went into that power formation and really had to get creative.
Right, the victory formation, as Nick Saban would say. In eastern Geneva County, the Class 3A Slocum Red Tops hosting Class 2A Arrington last week. The Purple Cats, in fact, came back in the second half, outscoring Daleville 41-6 in that particular victory.
On 3rd and 23, Wicksburg quarterback Ian Sin hands the ball off to running back Brian Smith, takes it up the middle, and dodges a few Red Top defenders. 25 yards, pick up the first down before being tackled by Brody Campbell. A couple of plays later, Sin hands the ball off to Russell Carroll, who walks into the end zone.
Would not be denied.
For 6 points. However, a Purple Cat struts. That's what happened there. Slocum with the ball. They go 4 and out there. The snap over the head. He tries to pick it up and get the kickoff. Doesn't get far, though. Good effort, my man. Sets up Arrington, though, with good field position, and you can't do that. Arrington with the ball again. This touchdown similar to the first. Joshua Herring with Carroll there to the ball to extend the lead, and the final score, 41-29.
The Purple Cats are the cardiac kids. They keep coming back. I mean, they start losing in the first half, but for whatever reason, they keep on ticking and
they are
return.
A well-coached and well-supported football team.
Exactly. All right, let's get up to speed on the WDHN big board with Miss Draco, Scoremeister, in fact.
Yes. So for our first big board tonight, Eufaula beats Alma Bryant 55-21, and then Headland losing to Pike Road 35-0. And Daleville winning 50 over Strawn, who got 35. And that's the last one for right now, but I will have more, but back to you guys for now.
All right, thank you. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, Ben, Dothan, and Enterprise. What are we talking about? They are the 2 largest cities in the Wiregrass in our viewing area, and on the gridiron with President Woodrow Wilson in the White House, they first started playing back in 1913 tonight. Wolves howling at the moon at Wildcat Stadium. We'll be back.
Player of the Week, sponsored by Hyundai of Dothan.
Felix Hernandez representing Hyundai of Dothan here, recognizing and congratulating Kahari McReynolds for Player of the Week. Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's hard to, look at your phone and go to the scoreboard at the same time.
What's that? Yeah.
Oh, the howl. You got the howl? Okay.
I'll take care of Mike.
Okay.
I'll be like, Mike, do you hear that? The 99.7 joke there. No, it's not Wolf Radio. It's the Dothan High Wolves.
It's not the Woof Woof.
Game of the Week, sponsored by ENT Care.
Mike, do you hear that?
I heard something. What was that sound? Ooh, Werewolves of Enterprise.
Dothan, yeah, Werewolves of Dothan. They went west tonight.
Yeah.
And,
In fact, Dothan and Enterprise have met a total, of some 88 times.
Wow.
And, of course, the Wildcats do lead the series, but
a big but tonight. The Wildcats taking on consolidated Dothan High, the Wolves, a school that will most likely join Enterprise next year as a Class 7A team. Garbinator rolls at Wolfpack Futaji. Renee Stevens, all hail the Queen, taking her studies to Auburn. War Eagle, third play. Enterprise's Jalen Cunningham fumbles. He gets hit, puts the ball on the turf.
oh my.
Dothan running back Deontay Ramsey, check him out here. Going to punch this. He's got reservations for 6
Look at the
at
size.
Rawls Restaurant.
Look at the size of him.
And so this is Romaine McFarland with the interception
Wow,
there.
beautiful
And
play.
that was nicely done. All right, Jalen White going to score here before the half for the Dothan Tigers. Wolves, sorry. Dothan takes Enterprise into the half, leading 13-3, and they blew it out in the second half.
They really did.
47-9.
But Enterprise will be back.
So
it's kind of a tough year.
Next
First
year,
year
all
for
right.
Darlington.
Don't add us, okay? If Enterprise wins next year, we'll play the cat scratch fever.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
so-
it. Todd Rundgren would be very impressed.
Tonight we're going back to the old wrestling
Yeah, there you go.
wrestling days there.
All right, folks. With us is our extra point sideline reporter, Mr. Robert Smith, with the winning coach. Uncle Roberto, as always, he's keeping it real with the young people.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm here at the Game of the Week, and I have Jabri Barber here with me. Now, Jabri, just talk to me, man. It was a good game for you. It was that long pass at the end of the third quarter that led to a touchdown. You had a punt return. Just talk about what was going on. It was clicking for you tonight, man.
Yes, sir. We came out first half. Defense was doing their job. I tried to come out second half, close the game out, so we just gonna win the game.
What was it? Was it like because it was their homecoming that had you just ready to splurge tonight?
It was the homecoming. They tried to say they was gonna do it dirty on homecoming, so we had to come out, get them what they wanted.
What was this had you just so successful tonight? What happened?
On the kickoff, we were so pumped. Coach said be pumped this week. They tried to get us the homecoming game. We just tried to come out with a lot of energy. Defense did good tonight. Offense did good. Just come out and win the game.
Hey, there you have it here at the Game of the Week. Jabri Barber, guys, back to you.
Roberts looks pumped up there.
I know.
Robert's
Well,
ready to suit up, go hit somebody.
I think I'm hearing the Wolves. One more time, guys.
All right, Draco on the big board. What you got for us?
Right now, we have Russell County over Barber County 70-0. And then New Brockton taking on Cottonwood. They win this one 19-10. Goshen taking on Georgiana, winning big 55-8 right there. And then right now, we don't have the Laverne Brantley score, but maybe we will have it later in the show. But
Big
right now, back to
rivalry.
you
Yeah,
guys.
That's a Crenshaw County rivalry right there.
Showdown. Somebody give us a call with that.
Scott Riles, the coach of Laverne, used to coach Elba, in fact.
Yeah.
Brought him
And,
a state championship in 2011.
and down in the Saraland area as well. All right, coming up, more highlights, baby. Stay right here on the winning station.
Team of the Week, sponsored by Good Morning Mattress Center.
Hey, Kevin Horn here from Good Morning Mattress Center in Dothan, and I'm super excited to announce this week's Team of the Week winner, Providence Christian School. Go Eagles!
All right.
Chattahoochee. They got a mental institution there.
We don't care about you, Zach.
That's where they put the criminally insane in Florida, Florida State Hospital in Chattahoochee. Just bring your pens. See.
Just play it, yeah.
I have to get it at the game, I think.
The Extra Point, sponsored by Unwad, preparing athletes for more than sports.
Oh, I could use Unwad. You know, my neck and my back. Oh, it hurts. All right. Well, welcome back, folks. An inter-Houston County clash at W.F. Andrews Field in Rehoboth. Ben, the Rebels, well, they're Class 5A, and Wicksburg are Class 3A. But, Ben, when these two rivals from the same county face each other, throw out all that trivia.
Yeah, Wicksburg comes to town and says, hey, Rehoboth, you got that new school, that new football stadium, we're going to ruin the party. They received the Comeback of the Year award in 2018.
Yeah, that's right.
Rehoboth, of course, winless last year, but already 3-1 this year.
Great defense.
Defense,
yeah.
too. Yeah,
the
that's
big
a big
D.
deal. Rehoboth with the ball. They go 3 and out, and that brings out Jeffrey Peacock to punt early here. It is high and short, friends, giving the Panthers good field position to start things out. We got to work on special teams. Wicksburg taking advantage of the short field. Jackson Glover throws it over the head of Peyton Stevens.
Fantastic.
Where LaPatrick Murray brings it down in the end zone. Hello, young man. You made the highlights tonight. Unfortunately, the missed extra point there, of course, is costly. But we're going to talk about the kicker, Ashton White, in just a few minutes. Ensuing kickoff. Ball doesn't get any air, rolls right into the hands of a waiting Rebel. A few plays later, Jay Trawick takes a direct snap. Outside where he tosses it to William Kiesler.
He's gone.
Takes it down close, but he fumbled the ball. His teammate, Garrett Murkison, there to grab it for 6 points.
That's teamwork.
That is teamwork. Nothing like setting up your pro. Extra point attempt, no good. Panthers block it. So, all right, we're even here. 28-25 is the final score. Rehoboth wins this one in overtime. Woo. Did we get the kick in, Mike? That's the question here.
Yeah, well, here we
go.
go.
This is Ashton White. All right, down 22-19. Not a lot of time left on the clock. Female kicker for Wicksburg, and watch her. Boom!
Yes!
Nails it. All right, so this sends the game to overtime. She would hit another kick in overtime as well to go up by 3. But Rehoboth was able to find their man in the corner of the end zone.
That's probably going to make national headlines.
For the walk-off win.
Young lady?
She was on Good Morning America last year as well. So big night. Big night.
Congratulations.
Take me to Op, Mike.
All right, Chenelli Stadium in OPP. Home Bobcats. Those are their fierce rival inter-county opponent. Andalusia and Op have faced each other a total of 90 times since 1923. All right, let's get to the highlights. Keep on rolling there, Mr. Roberts. All right, there's Op defensive coordinator, one-time University of Alabama coach, Mike DuBose. He's not real pleased with plays like this from Andalusia. QB Jacob Wilson throws a screen to the left. A simple screen goes up almost down to the 1-yard line. In fact, here Elijah McClain down to the 1. On the next play, that was handoff to the former Georgia Dog and now L.A. Ram, his cousin. Instead of Todd Gurley, it was Josh Gurley who scored that. And the Dogs will go up 14-zip. Let's go to the final score. Andalusia defeats Op 48-21.
Here's a fun one for you, Mike. I don't know if it was exactly this week, but it was this time of the year. 20 years ago, I hope Mike DuBose is watching right now because he went to the swamp and absolutely stunned your Florida Gators en route to an SEC championship game.
Well, you know, Spurrier never did play Mike DuBose very well. So.
Mike DuBose, that was probably the biggest win of his career.
Yeah, could have been.
Very much so. Just 15 miles east of Op along Highway 52, you run into Albahawk Stadium in Weston, Geneva County. Another intra-county rivalry. Sampson hosting much larger Geneva tonight. Right before intermission, Sampson's Hayden McCoy hands off to Trad Jenkins. The scat back gets in from the 2. Home Tigers take the lead over the Panthers. Kind of a stunner. Next possession, the Panthers, everything. Kahari McReynolds.
He does it all.
Makes some great moves to Pater. Show me that final score. Geneva wins it 40-26. I got caught relaxing on the job there, but we're not done
That was because
yet.
of Unwad. They were, working on it.
We were getting unwadded here. In Columbia, an intra-Houston County contest. 0-4 Lions taking on the 1-3 Ashford Yellow Jackets. Couple of plays to show you here, and 9 minutes left in the first half. Ashford up big, 46-6. Going to hand it off to Emmanuel Pittman. Welcome to the highlights, young man, and watch him go. 75 yards for The touchdown.
What?
You know, if he'd have kept running a couple more, he would have gotten home back to Ashford.
Large chunks of real estate all at one time.
Ashford up 53-6. They win this one. Huge 59-20. Gave up some points late in that contest.
Well, it's good to see Ashford back in the winning column because they've been having difficulty this year.
Absolutely. Let's go over to Draco on the
Who
big
used
board.
to go to Ashford.
I did. Good to see them finally get a win this season. All right, for now, Zion Chapel 34 over Kinston, who got 30. Pike Liberal Arts 18, Lee Scott 12. Bainbridge 14, Crisp County 9, and then lastly Chattahoochee County 30 over Seminole County, who didn't get anything. That is the last one for right now, but we're sending it back to Mike and Ben.
It is a wonderful night here in the Timberline Home Studios on Highway 52 East
Yeah.
in the lovely community of Webb.
I love manufactured homes, especially those double wides.
Yeah, they really are nice.
Fantastic.
Got to check those out. We're going to take a single wide break, though.
Okay.
Be right back. Stay with us.
Don't turn that dial.
Cheerleader Squad of the Week, sponsored by Physicians Hearing Center.
The votes are in, and on behalf of Physicians Hearing Center, we'd like to help you hear that cheer. The cheerleaders of the week for the WDHN Extra Point Show are the Cottonwood Bears. Congratulations.
I'll kill the intro on this HA game. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's kill the intro and just wipe right into it. Wipe right into the highlights. Just come back here straight to the highlights. Don't show us at all.
Coach Grider with the Dothan Wolves, and you're watching the Extra Point on WDHN. Go Wolves!
Northcutt Field at historic Westgate Park. I don't really know if that's true, but it's fun to say. Head coach Jamie Riggs, or is it a modern-day Pat Dye? He wears that every
They're about
Friday
the same
night.
age.
Raiders, number 25, Giovanni Devine on the handoff through traffic. Watch my man right here. He comes through the traffic. Look how fired up he is about this touchdown. Yeah, baby! It was the last touchdown of the night, though, for Houston Academy. Florala wins it big on the road under head coach Toby Green. Comes back to Dothan, gets a big win, 47-20.
In fact, now heading east to the Chattahoochee River in the Eastern Time Zone, 3-2 Early County hosting the winless Randolph-Clay Red Devils in Blakely, GA. All right, Early County hands off here. Let's see there. Let's keep on rolling that video, Garvin Nate.
Big crowd, peanut proud.
Exactly. He gets the ball. That Geneva County, Early County zigzags, and that's Ladarius Caesar, who is coming up. Look at this play here. This is beautiful. Ladarius Caesar in the end zone.
Sunday stroll.
Beautiful. All right, and no problems for Early County. Just up the road, 48-0 over Randolph-Clay.
Big board, Drake, huddle, go.
All right. Put him up.
Go.
Fort St. Joe wins this one 20-6. Don't have the score for this one, as you can see. And then in this one, Freeport wins over Chipley 41-36. And South Walton beats Mariana 30-27. Back to you guys.
Holmes, where are you at? All right, play of the week's coming up next. Quick break right now.
Band of the Week, sponsored by Buffalo Rock.
My name is Robin Hughes. I'm here representing Buffalo Rock Pepsi, and on behalf of us and WDHN, we'd like to present Headland High School Marching Band with Band of the Week.
I feel like you take my jacket off. Just go through all this stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna bring Scott in too, and Draco and Scott. Yeah, oh yeah.
Kirsty, I'm going to stand by you.
Oh, it's Drake-a-poo.
Drake-a-poo?
Now, I don't have a microphone of my own because...
A minute 10. All right.
Cute.
They said maybe next week.
You don't want to do it now?
Can you switch them?
Can you switch it around?
Definitely have to have...
Will the graphics adapt to the box size? Oh, okay.
How much time we got, Casey?
Plus it says Buffalo Rock.
All right, stand by.
Play of the Week, sponsored by Lewis Smith Supply.
Play of the week right here, Ashton White, young lady, kicker for Wicksburg, down 22-19. They put the game on her shoulders, and watch her boot it through the uprights to send Wicksburg to overtime. She kicked another field goal in OT. They did not get the win tonight. Rehoboth prevails. She's got a good football.
She's a sidewinder. I mean, she got her foot into that thing.
We got to get out of here, friends. We want to tell Scott Roberts, though, how much we love this guy. He's moving on and headed to Savannah, Georgia. It has been fun, Scott.
Within the company. Next
Within the company.
Yeah,
Within
he's
next
company, man.
Yeah, but with that, I still have to turn in my clicker.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to come back a third time?
There's your clicker.
You never know, I guess.
We're going to need your microphone.
Mike already took that.
I know, we already have that.
Company card.
I acquired it, folks.
Company card? Car?
Yeah, car.
Yeah, I turned in the Mercedes.
And the credit card, you got to bring that to.
Yeah. My expense.
Sayonara. Final word goes to you.
See ya. It's been a pleasure. Let the good weather be yours.
All right.
Very good. Very nice.
Good job, Scott.
Thanks. And now we have awkward silence.